just going to give this 2 seconds here. All right. I tried to stream before. Didn't work. We got sound now, I believe. So hopefully you guys are on the new stream and tuning in. So listen, guys. I put these videos out for you guys every single day for free. They're list based off of the strategy that we use, okay, which is the Strat. We teach it here on this YouTube platform, this YouTube channel. I teach it on Twitter. I teach it on my Discord. That link is in the description below. That room is free. The Discord's free to join. There is a paid portion of it, but the majority of it is free for you guys to surf around in there, ask questions, and talk to others in there. Okay, so use it. Use it to your advantage to help you guys out in trading. But this channel here, guys, I've created it for you guys. There's hundreds and hundreds of learning tool videos for you guys to go through and learn. So make sure you're subscribed, hit the bell, go through the videos, go through the playlist, and immerse yourself in this strategy, which I'm going to get started on with this list right now. First, I want to tell you guys that this screen that you see here, this is TradingView. For anybody who hasn't used TradingView or is looking for a platform like this, I have a link in the description below. That link will get you a free 30-day trial to TradingView. And then if you decide to use it, you get up to I think you get $15 off. I think they changed the platform now. You get $15 off of that subscription that you choose to use. So let's get started on this list, and I'm going to start with SPY. SPY is something that I like to play every single day. I don't necessarily trade off of the day. I personally, and I've done videos on this, I've done multiple videos on this, I like to play it off of the 15, and I like to manage on the 5. And I think more and more people are coming to the realization that it doesn't have to work for you guys, but a lot of people are coming to the realization that it is working for them. It's a really clean strategy. It makes sure that, you're managing your risk the best. And the traders who do that are the ones who come out on top ahead of everybody else. You need to be able to manage your risk in order to be a successful trader. It's one of the most important things because anybody can click a buy button and be successful trading. Or I shouldn't say that. Anybody can click a buy button and be right 50% of the time. It's when you're not right, how are you managing that? And that's risk management, that's risk assessment, that's protecting your capital. And that's another thing that we teach in this account on this channel. Okay, so let's get started. We'll start with SPY. SPY has a 2-up. It's had a really, really good run the last half of last week. A really nice run up, but we've run into this 2-up red. So you see these candlestick numbers here. Those are part of the indicator that I've created for you guys. It's part of the gold membership, or you can get it separately. That link is in the description below to get that. But when we have 2-ups that finish red, what that does is gives us probability. And every trade that we look at and that we ever look at will always be based off of probability. So what this probability tells us, when we have the 2-up but it finished red, that there's probability that we are likely to trend back down. Now, is that always true? No. And we have to base it off of probability because nobody knows what the next candle is going to be ever. So every trade, every strategy, guys, is always based off of probability and realistically nothing more than that. I mean, it's based around the strategy, but that strategy has to be based off of probability of what is going to happen next. Okay, so for us, we have this 2-up red. Probability is telling me that we're looking to trend back to the downside. So we put our triggers at 417.35, and then our targets just go to the lows of the preceding wicks. And if we're looking to trend to the upside, then our targets, and you'll see this as we go through, your targets would be looking to go to the tops of the preceding wicks. So SPY, we'll look for puts here at 417.35, first target at 414.67. When I'm buying options, guys, then this is me. It doesn't have to be you guys. I like to take closest expiry. So SPY expires every day. So I will take a Monday expiry, and I will take a strike that's $1 or $2 outside of this trigger price. So 417.35 is the trigger. My strike price on my option would be 417 or 416. Okay, let's move on to Apple. And if you guys have questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section or in the chat section if you're watching this live, in the comment section if you're watching this as a recorded video. So Apple tends to tends to follow what SPY does. And if you look at Apple right here, we have inside bar, 2 green days, and a third green day that ended red. And if we go to SPY, there's the inside bar, 2 green days, and the green day that ended red. So the same thing applies on Apple. It follows SPY very closely. We have the 2 up that finished red. We're going to look for puts at 174.94, and we just put our targets. That's pink because I was doing the weekly triggers as well. That's it. We put our target to the bottom side of the first preceding wick. The next target would be to the bottom of the next low preceding wick. We don't go through the candles. We just go to the next low. Okay? So as we move on, BIDU, there's a little bit of conflict here. So you notice that pink line? That is the weekly. Let's look at the daily first. So the daily, we do have green across the board. But listen, when this next candle opens up on Monday, the day, the week, and the hourly are all going to not necessarily be green. They could all be red. It depends which way it opens. But because the hourly on Monday is going to be new, the daily is going to be a new candle, and the weekly is going to be a new candle, these are all in question. And Rob Smith, who created the strat, will always tell you guys, let them open. So go ahead, feel free to let them open, or you can just jump in. For me, I don't mind jumping in. I will jump in if I have to, if I need to, and when I do. So 2 down, green. So this is the opposite of what we just talked about with Apple and SPY. We have the 2 down that finished green. So we can look for calls at 125.96. And again, we just take our first targets and mark them at the top of the preceding wicks. Now, there are a few things here. So this is what you would call, it's not a completely true hammer candle, but it's pretty close. So a hammer candle has this body at the bottom with a big long wick to the top. The wick is at least 2 times the height of the body of this candle, of the body. So we could look for this to trend down based on it being a hammer candle, a shooter candle. And a shooter candle is a bearish pattern. And when we have shooter candles, we look for that bearish run, that run to the downside. And now you notice the weekly trigger is down here. If we switch to the weekly chart, we have a shooter candle on the weekly as well. And it's a big shooter. So we could potentially see BIDU trend to the downside going into next week. But we have to wait to see what happens, because we could have a Monday on this daily chart where we trend up based off of the 2 down that finished green, and then for the rest of the week we could trend down and break that trigger for the weekly. We move on to Nike. So Nike has a 2 down that finished green with a hammer candle. So this, folks, is a hammer candle, the opposite of a shooter. Okay, so we have the body at the top and the wick to the bottom, and the wick is 2 times the size at least of the body. So we can look for this to trend back up. Now, I told you guys before that normally these targets go to the tops of the wicks when we're looking for it to trend up, except for when we have gaps. So right now we have a gap from here to here. And when we have those gaps, that gap fill becomes our first target. And then your next target goes back to the top side. So that is the setup on Nike. We'll look for it to trigger at 115.49, and then your first 2 targets get marked out for you guys. Now, I'm going to tell you guys this right now, because I don't always use these day strategies. But what you can do, and what I usually do normally, is I will take this strategy and I will just move it down to a smaller time frame. So instead of looking at the daily, my strategies and setups come here on the 15-minute chart, and then I go manage them on the 5. If you don't know what I mean by that, make sure you guys go to check out my other videos. I have short videos on it. I've got my secret sauce video on how to actually play SPY and how I play SPY every day using the 15 and the 5-minute chart. So go check that out, because it uses the same strategies that we're talking about now here on this daily chart, but it just brings it down into a smaller time frame. Okay, so we look at QCOM. QCOM has an inside bar. So I love the inside bars, guys. And you notice it's painted yellow. Okay, so there's a couple of things that the indicator that I created for you does. Okay, so number 1, it paints these inside bars yellow. Number 2, it paints the outside bars white. It gives you the OB, the IB tabs. It gives you this time frame continuity indicator. If you don't know about time frame continuity, you guys need to go check out that video that I've got. It'll explain all about time frame continuity, how it works, why we use it, and we'll talk about that a little bit here today as well. But inside bars, guys, when you see these yellow bars, and anybody who's new to trading or is struggling with trading, there's me and a couple other people tell them to look for inside bars because you can play either side. And when we have these inside bars, these yellow bars, they're super easy to spot. And what we're looking for, guys, I always, when I first started, I envisioned these bars as a spring being tightened, compacted, loaded, almost like a jack-in-the-box. And when it gets squished, 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 loaded, compacted, and it gets released, you're looking for a big explosion off of that inside bar, just like what you would see here. This inside bar, we opened, and we trended down, okay? That's the move that we look for off of those inside bars. So we triggered off of this bottom of the inside bar, and we hit our target, okay? It did exactly what it said it was going to do. And every candlestick will tell you guys a story. And it's how you interpret that story and how you read that story. And the better you are at reading the candlesticks, because you don't need indicators, guys. You don't need these RSIs and these MACDs and these cup and handles. You don't. You can use strictly what the candlesticks are giving you and telling you and trade strictly off of that theory alone. You don't need more than that. Can you use more than that? Sure, but you don't need it. And I will always tell you guys, when you simplify trading, trading becomes simplified. Okay, so inside bars, we look for the breaks of the high or the lows of the inside bar, just like we saw here, the big move to the downside. Now, I've got 2 pink lines as well. That's telling me that I have got a inside bar on the weekly. There we have it. So we are also looking for a break on the weekly chart. So the day, if we trend to the upside, will definitely trigger the week to go 2 up as well. Uber, same thing. We have that inside bar. So calls at 39.49, puts at 38.92 on Uber. And again, even if we go back, guys, we had the same thing here. Okay. We opened and we hit targets, okay? Inside bar. Now, I'm glad this one's here as well because they don't always work. And this is the probability portion of it, guys. Every single trade that we look at, every single strategy that we look at is based off of probability. Probability tells us when we have this inside bar, that consolidating bar, that tightening range that doesn't break the high or the low of the previous candle, when we have that, it's telling us we should be looking for a break, a big break. And did we get it on this candle? No, but we had it for 2 days in a row. Did it work directly off of this candle? No. Okay? We would expect it to, and we would hope that it does. Based off of probability, that's what we're looking for, but it doesn't always happen exactly that way, okay? CL. Okay, so CL, inside bar, hammer candle. We've got time frame continuity on the month, the quarterly, and the yearly. We'll see how these first 3 hourly, daily, and weekly play out when we open up. I'll move this back up. But again, we look for those calls at 80.04 and puts at 79.37. This is the way we would hope it would trend based off of the hammer candle that we are looking at. That's green. Okay, so that's what we were looking for on CL. And again, if you guys have questions and you're watching this live, ask me in the question section, in the comment section. Or if you're watching this recorded, leave them in the comment section. Or you can ask me on Twitter. Or you can ask me on my Discord. My Twitter handle is at Mr. Clark Griswold. Okay? From CL, we go into AFRM. So AFRM also has that inside bar. So the call's at 14.65, puts at 13.76. AMD inside bar. A ton of these inside bars setting up for Monday. We can look for calls at 107.29, puts at 104.62. Guys, this list is I always give out, there's always about 15 to 30 on this list. I give out the top 5 to the Griswold Gold members. Those are the people that pay $50 a month to get the top 5s, to get the live trading bots on SPY, QQQ, Disney, CCL, a bunch of them. They give you out the live trades. They give you what you should be looking at, the live setups. Okay, it gives you those. There's a 1-hour strat course that I've created. It's included in that membership. The membership more than pays for itself. It's one of the cheapest ones out there that you can get. I'm not looking to get rich off of you guys. I am looking to get paid for what I supply and what I do for you guys. It also has a one-on-one with me. So that gives you and me one-on-one time together to discuss anything that you guys might be struggling with, okay? So that's all part of the Griswold Gold membership. Information for that can be found on Twitter or in the Discord that's free to join. Okay, so AMD inside bar, calls 107.29, puts at 104.62. Alibaba. So Alibaba, we get into a little bit of, not a tough situation, but there's a little bit of, call it tug of war. So we have a 2 down that finished green, but we also have a shooter candle. So we can look for this to trend up, but we do have a shooter candle, which is a bearish pattern. We also on the weekly, and we are closer to going 2 down on the week than we are 2 up on the day. If we go to the weekly chart, we have a 2 up that finished red. So we are looking to trend back to the downside on the weekly. So a little bit of conflict there. We'll see how it plays out. Alibaba would not be on my top 5. Okay, so BAC has a 2 up that finished red, so we can look for puts there at 28.03. You notice that inside bar there, okay? So that inside bar did its job, triggered, hit targets, and then it came right back through. So it's important to use your targets as your stop losses and to use your candlesticks on a smaller time frame as stop losses. And if you go watch the other videos that I've got, the playlists I've got laid out for you guys, those will show you exactly how to do that, okay? So 2 up red, we look for puts at 28.03 on BAC, and because it's inside bar precedes it, we call that a 1-2-2 rev strat. So 1, 2 up, 2 down rev strat, or you could have a 1, 2 down, 2 up rev strat. But it's a 1-2-2 rev strat is what we're looking at there. Comcast, CMCSA, 2 up red. We look for those puts at $40.98. CRM, another inside bar. We'll see if we have this continuation to the upside after a day of consolidation on Friday, or are we going to trend back down? Puts at 209.93, calls at 213.24. CVS, okay, here's another one with a little bit of conflict because we are looking to go 2 up on the week here. CVS, it has not had a great year. It's been red for a lot of the year. We do have a 2 up, finished green. It's somewhat of a shooter candle, okay? So we could realistically expect this to trend down. This is why I have it on here, just to show you guys that this is definitely a possibility, despite the color, okay? Yes, it's a 2 up green, but it's still showing you that there's the possibility for this to trend down based off of it being a shooter candle. Does the color matters to a certain point, okay? But based on being a shooter candle, we have that opportunity for it to trend to the downside. We move on to Ford Motor Company. There's a 2 up red for Ford, so we can look for puts at $11.54 on Ford Motor Company. GE, okay, so here's one where we have a 2 up red. We also have that shooter candle, okay, so we can look for those puts at 103.84, and like we talked about earlier in the video, first targets, just go to the bottom of the preceding wicks. There's your next one, okay, so on and so forth as we move along. We go on to General Motors. There's a 2 up red, and again, we have conflict because if we go to the weekly has a 2 down green. So we're looking for it to trend back up. Does it happen? Who takes over? Maybe the day trends down, but the rest of the week trends up. They're kind of 2 different charts, I guess, is the way you're looking at it, whether you're looking to swing it or just day trade it, because this could be a great day trade for you, or if it trends to the upside, it could be a great swing trade for you, okay? 2 down, 32.49 with your trigger price. Google, 2 up, red, shooter candle. Marlon B said he likes AMD. He likes Google for Monday. There's Google, okay? 2 up, red, shooter candle. We look for puts at 122.72. There is this gap to fill. There is also what we really could project as a pivot machine gun. This could have a nice trend to the downside on Monday. And a pivot machine gun, I have a video on that as well, guys. This channel is loaded with videos for you guys to learn how to trade this strategy to a T. There's not a channel out there that has more videos on how to create and how to play this strategy in the best possible way. There isn't another channel. Okay, there's a lot of great people out there teaching the strat, but there isn't a channel that has the amount of videos that I have to lead you guys through the process, okay? And if you want to break it down even easier, like I said, I have that course as part of the Griswold Gold membership. It's a 1-hour course. It's $50. It goes from the simplicities of it right until to the intricacies of it, and really gives you the true idea of how to trade the strat. Okay, so there is Google. IWM, 2-up red. We look for puts at 175.25. JP Morgan, 2-up red. So the puts at 138.13. First target marked for you guys, 137.76. And if options aren't your thing, guys, that's fine too. Look for the setups that are trending to the upside, where you have triggers going to the upside. And buy common shares and practice this strategy with common shares, because it's much easier to learn this strategy based off of trading common shares than it is to do options. Okay, so it'll save you a lot of money if you're unsure and you don't want to paper trade. Okay, the common shares will do that. It'll allow you to really learn this strategy and not worry about losing your account. Coca-Cola, 2-up red, so we look for the puts there at 62.61. Facebook, another 2-up red. Okay, so puts we can look for there at 243.41. Microsoft, inside bar. This has been up all year. What this time frame continuity tells us here, guys, hourly, daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, yearly, that's telling me that there are buyers right across the board on every single one of these charts. There's buyers on the yearly, quarterly, monthly, weekly, daily, hourly. Everybody's buying Microsoft. Okay, does that trend continue coming into Monday after this day of consolidation? You can see, here's these inside bars that I was talking about. These are the things that we look for off of these inside bars, guys. Look, trigger, multiple targets, okay? Triggered, multiple targets. Trigger, multiple targets. That's the height of the probability of what these inside bars are capable of, and how to really gain momentum and gain profit using the inside bars. Okay? So that's the setup on Microsoft off of that inside bar. We move on to MU. MU also has that inside bar and a hammer candle, okay? So it's got 2 of the 3 actionable signals. It obviously can't have all 3 because one of them's a shooter. So we have the hammer candle. That's an actionable signal. And you can learn about that in the course. I talk about the actionable signals in the course. So there's the inside bar. There's the hammer candle. We look for those calls at 68.39. The puts at 66.43 on MU. We move on to Netflix, also with an inside bar, and this is a small, tight inside bar. And I'm a big fan of the tight inside bars, the smaller ones, because typically, and again, I like going back to show you guys, because the inside bars don't always provide the strength that we're looking for. But probability-wise, that's what they're supposed to do. So when we have these tight little bars, I look for the bigger explosions. Now, I'd like to see that a little bit smaller, but we do have that inside bar. And we can look for the break at 369.86 or the puts at 363.81. We move on to NVIDIA. There's an inside bar. Not quite that hammer candle that we want, because, again, that wick should be at least 2 times the size of the body. We're not quite there. So calls at 315.80, puts at 309.16. Procter & Gamble, there's the inside bar. Calls at 153.32, puts at 151.84. Nakia says she's swinging MU. I don't know if that means you're in it right now, Nakia, or if you're looking to swing it. Let's see. If you Nakia, let me tell you, if you took this reversal here, because that's what we look for a lot of times with the strat, reversals. If you took that reversal there, then congratulations, girl. You're making some money there. There's the Procter & Gamble inside bar. I think we went through this, but again, your calls at 153.32, puts at 151.84. She's in it now. Congratulations on that one. So QQQ, there's a 2-up red. QQQ has been on this fantastic run. Okay, it's been on a really good run, and when you go on runs, you're always going to go through dips. Okay, there's always going to be a dip or a decline, and that's where broadening formations come in. We're not going to go through that in this video, but I've got a video on that if that's what you guys are looking for. Okay, so 2-up red, we look for puts at 335.43 on that one. Roku. So Roku also has the inside bar. So calls on that one at 54, puts at $52.53. The trade desk also with an inside bar. Calls at 67.70, puts at 66.31. XLU, 2-up red on XLU, and we have been all red. We're red right across the board. We've got sellers right across the board. This has been trending down, but we had this look. We're trending down. We have a little bump up. We look for the reversal back down. And again, guys, that's exactly what I look for on the 15-minute charts. I look for these little reversals where they bump up, and I trade with time frame continuity. I take that trade into time frame continuity, meaning I take this trigger, everything's red. I'm trading with time frame continuity. It's a concept a lot of people don't talk about, trading with time frame continuity, and it's so important. It's telling us, guys, it's telling us across the market, everybody is selling XLU. Everybody's selling the utilities, okay? That's what it's telling us. So look for this play. XEL, same thing. 2-up red shooter candle. We're in a downtrend. Little reversal to the upside. We look for that reversal back to the downside with time frame continuity. Puts at 65.80. XOM, 2-up red. So we look for the puts again at 105.82. But we do have that pink line there. Okay, that pink line, like we talked about earlier, that is telling me there's conflict. Okay, because we're looking for a 2 down on the day, but we're looking for a 2 up on the week. We have a hammer candle. Body, wick 2 times the size of the body. We're going to look for those calls on the weekly at 107.05. Okay, so now again, we look for those puts on Exxon though for the day. Okay, we'll see if we reverse back to the downside on XOM. Okay, and XOP, same thing. 2-up red. We look for that reversal back to the downside. We look for puts at 122.27. I'm going to tell you guys one more time. If you have questions, leave them in the comment section. We're coming to a close here. But if you have comments, leave them in the chat. We'll answer them right now live with you guys right now. If not, that's fine. Leave them in the comment section. Leave them on Twitter at Mr. Clark Griswold, or leave them in the Discord. Link is in the description below. That's free to join the Discord. Okay? And guys, if you want to get more help, if you want the course, it's $50 for the gold membership. You get a 1-hour Strat course. Goes through everything for you guys. Again, it's one of the cheapest memberships you're going to find out there. Okay? It's $50, or you get 2 months, you get the 3rd month free, but you get that 1-hour course. You get the live trading bots that show you the setups for you, so you don't have to go looking for them. You get the top 5 from these lists every day. You get one-on-one time with me as much as you want. You guys need as much help as you can get. I've got it for you, okay? Yeah, Marlon, we're going to get that swing list out as well. Probably, I don't know if it'll be today, but we'll get it out to you guys. One-on-one time, guys. I will spend as much time as you guys need to give you guys the help that you need. You can ask anybody who's ever had them, okay? I will sit with you guys. I will go through. If I don't have the answers, I will find the answers for you guys. It's why I'm here. I find myself, I look at myself as a successful trader. Am I driving around in Lamborghinis and living in mansions? No, but that doesn't necessarily define a successful trader. Okay, this is what I do. I don't need to do anything else. Okay, but I want to make sure you guys get there too. I want to see you guys win. I truly, honestly do. Okay. INTC, we're going to move on here. INTC, I don't even think there's a setup there. And so, yeah, that's the list, guys. Okay, so if you guys don't have any other questions, I'm going to hop out. The Griswold Gold members that are in here, that top 5 will come out later today. I will get out to you guys early so you can sift through it and take a look at it and see what you guys want to do for Monday. Other than that, guys, thank you guys for joining in and tuning in. Make sure you're subscribed if you're not already there. Follow me on Twitter. Get in on the free Discord. It is free. That link is in the description below. I wish you guys nothing but the best. Have a fantastic weekend. If you're in Canada, enjoy your long weekend, guys. Saturday, Sunday, Monday. You'll be back Tuesday. I will be here on Monday. I will be here on Tuesday as well. Good luck trading, guys. We'll see you on the